Hey guys, welcome to Retro Media Talk Podcast. Tonight we're going back to 1993, and we are going to do a Western classic, cult classic, I believe it is now. I know I've said that a million times, but I believe it is. We got Steve Lego, of course, co-host.
Yes.
And we have a returning guest, Mike Gallus. Haven't been on for months because he moved and did all that stuff, and he's back on to do Tombstone with us.
So let's establish something right now, because what defines something as a cult classic? What is the standards for something to be considered a cult classic?
Yeah, I always wondered that myself.
I don't know. Like,
is it a movie that didn't do that great at the box office, but then became like a huge hit later on? Is that what the definition?
Yeah, I think. Was it? I mean, I think it did good though at the box office.
I think I read it did like 85 million or something worldwide or something. Is that what I read?
Yeah,
something around that.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't chump change.
No, but I don't know. Maybe it isn't a cult classic, but I read somewhere.
I mean,
it's a classic Western.
It's definitely a movie that is
maybe it's not cult
highly quoted, and there's like merchandise for I'm your Huckleberry and stuff like that.
Okay, here it is. Tombstone. It did 56 million.
Well, it's like when I look at this. I found one of the articles I was reading, and it says not often that a movie becomes a cult classic almost immediately after its release, but such was the case with the 1993 motion picture Tombstone. So I don't know. That's what they're calling it, and I just kind of.
Well, no, I'm not. I wasn't trying to pick you apart. I was just wondering. We always use that.
Yeah, no.
What it is. Well, what? So here it says. There's the definition: something, typically a movie or book, that is popular or fashionable among a particular group or section of society. So I don't know. That's a pretty vague.
Yeah, that's vague. I guess anything could be cult classic.
And then here's this: what qualifies as a cult classic? Let me see. A film with a cult following, obscure or unpopular with mainstream audiences, and often revolutionary or ironically enjoyed. So that doesn't tell me anything else either.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. Either way, it's a Western classic.
Oh, it also says there, it says cult films are known for their dedicated, passionate fan base, which forms an elaborate subculture, members of which engage in repeated viewings, dialogue quoting, and audience participation. So, it is a cult classic. It's definitely a cult classic.
All right. There's like a handful of modern Westerns that I really like. And Tombstone's one of them, but probably the best. But I liked Silverado and what was some of the other ones?
Yeah, and the guy that did the score for Tombstone actually did Silverado.
Yeah, I mean that was a great.
That's a good
film.
movie too.
Wyatt Earp, that's a great one.
Oh, I love Wyatt Earp.
That's one of my favorites.
And since we're on Wyatt Earp, I guess Kevin Costner got offered, I guess the role in here. In Tombstone, and then
I'm glad he didn't take it, because I think his Wyatt Earp is better than Kurt Russell's Wyatt Earp. Honestly,
I agree.
Yeah,
I mean the highlight of this movie is Doc Holliday. You can say it's
pretty much. Yeah,
that's why they didn't call it Gunfight at the OK Corral. They didn't say call it Wyatt Earp. Blah 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 blah. Goes to Tombstone. I mean, it's just about Tombstone, but really, I mean, the highlight and really. The hero of the movie is Doc Holliday. I mean, right. Wyatt Earp to a little bit lesser degree, I think, but I think as people are watching the movie, everybody's rooting for Doc Holliday.
Oh,
I mean, really,
for sure. I mean, he's got tuberculosis. he's just fighting his way to protect, his friend. Wyatt Earp.
I'm dying of tuberculosis.
Yeah.
That was what's his name in Wyatt Earp, yeah.
Tombstone just focused pretty much on that whole Tombstone era. You have Wyatt Earp, which is more about his life, the whole span of his life.
Yeah.
So this one does a really good job of just explaining, everything that happened in Tombstone. But I do Val Kilmer was so good in this movie. If he was in Wyatt Earp, oh man, that would have just I would have liked it a lot more. I think Dennis Quaid did a good job, but this version, it was just, he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah. Well, in this version of Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday too they're a little bit, inflated. Do you know what I mean? It's not this movie wasn't 100% factual, whereas I think Wyatt Earp was more as close to the facts as possible. But that's what made this movie so much more popular, because they made it almost like they
dramatized it more.
Yeah, they almost made it like more of an action-packed, suspenseful thriller type of a thing. And and definitely it's Val Kilmer's, in my opinion, it's his greatest role.
Yeah, it really is one of his.
Yeah, he killed it.
I mean, I like Val Kilmer in a lot of different movies, but I just loved, his role in this. Not only that, I did not know, which you already brought up, I'm your Huckleberry term was ad lib.
Yeah.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I read that today and I was like, what? It was ad lib?
I'm your Huckleberry.
So, I don't know. He came up with a great line there, if that's true.
It makes me laugh every time I see it.
Yeah, I'll be your Huckleberry was ad lib by Val Kilmer during filming. And seeing Val Kilmer, just so young and agile, and seeing him now, it's just it's sad.
Well, this was at the, I think the tail end of his prime, because he was in the prime when right around here and The Saint, and I don't know when The Saint came out, but yeah, this was like real. And then of course he got, shortly after this, he was in Batman Forever.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
horrible Batman.
I love, I always say that if you could have taken Clooney's look, Clooney looked like Bruce Wayne to me. He had that look, but I think Kilmer had the voice.
Okay.
He had the voice, and then, if you could have taken Keaton's, comedy, and you could have mushed them all into one, I think it would have been pretty awesome. But I actually like Kilmer the best out of all of them, even Keaton. And I know that's like sacrilege to some people. Oh my God, Michael Keaton's the greatest Batman.
I loved Val Kilmer in Top Gun. I loved him in he was in True Romance. That was a good movie. Heat was a great movie.
Yeah, Heat was another good one where he did a really good job of acting in.
Oh, come on, man. Have you ever seen Top Secret?
And Willow. Remember Willow? Willow, I love Willow.
Yeah, Willow's great too.
I've never seen Willow.
Oh, you got to see it.
You've never seen Willow?
We might have to do that one sometime.
Oh my goodness.
It's a great one. Real Genius. You remember that one?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of, right? Yeah.
Oh, The Doors is probably his best role, though.
Because he got an award for that, didn't he?
Yeah, he was like the best Jim Morrison. It was amazing. I forgot he did. When I was looking at the list, I'm like, I know there was another movie that just put him over the top, and that when he played Jim Morrison, it was unbelievable.
Well, yeah, that was definitely his high point, because I think he got a lot of accolades for that movie. And it was a good movie. If you The Doors.
I forgot he was in Ghost of the Darkness. That was a great movie, but that was almost like it was like I wouldn't want to say it was a B movie, but it wasn't like a big studio production. I saw it at the theater actually, but me too. Yeah.
It was kind of like under the radar type of a movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thunderheart, that was a good one.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I can't.
So I was at the location where they filmed this. I've been there multiple times, like 2 or 3 times. It was filmed in old Tucson. The opening scene, you see, I recognize the mountain in the background. That was actually, there's an old Western town there, and you can go in there. It's kind of like an amusement park. and that's where they filmed that opening scene.
I'm surprised they didn't film it in Tombstone.
I thought they did. I thought they filmed it
Well,
there too.
they could have done it there also, but I totally recognized that opening scene. It's totally old Tucson.
Yeah, I mean, I know they filmed
But
it.
I'm sure that they didn't do it in Tombstone because they would have had to refab the buildings to make them look new and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was reading that, and it was like different part. You know, obviously it was in Arizona, but it was all. But I thought they did film some of it in Tombstone.
Probably did.
Can't find my notes. So.
It would have been cool for them to actually at least film the gunfight there.
Yeah,
but obviously they didn't. But
one thing I didn't realize in this movie, they had a director that got fired. Or something happened.
But he was he was the writer though, right? Is that what it was? Did he write the script or something?
I don't know about that. I just know Kevin Jarre, I think it was. He was the first director, and then they brought in George Cosmatos.
Yeah.
Cosmatos or Cosmatos. I don't know how you say it. Which he did a few movies that I really like. But according to this, it was Kurt Russell that did the main directing on the film.
I did read that, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was interesting.
Because I was reading that Val Kilmer said in an interview that Kurt Russell basically kind of put his performance aside. Not like saying he didn't do a good job, but he was really working hard to get everything right and make sure the scenes were set up right. And he basically did a lot of the directing, but he didn't want to be credited in any way for it.
And he told George he would never say anything while he was alive or something. I don't know how much George actually directed, but sounds like Kurt took the reins on this. I feel bad for Kurt never getting the respect for it.
This is definitely one of his most well-known roles, though, I would think.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
I mean, he's been in a lot, but I think a lot of people remember him for this movie and probably like Escape from New York. But
he just should have probably got like recognized as a co-director or something.
And he's another thing. Yeah, he should have gotten a little something for it, but yeah, he didn't care.
Yeah,
but he ended up being one of those people, and I think the same thing happened to Costner. Like after this movie, Costner did I wouldn't say a million, but he did a lot of westerns after this, and that kind of became like his thing. And I think Kurt Russell kind of had the demeanor and the look too, where he could have went and done a ton of westerns, and he could have done that the rest of his life.
Now, when you guys were watching this, though, did you guys think that Kurt's mustache and all those guys' mustache were fake?
I thought they looked too perfect, but I did read they were all real mustaches,
except for one.
Whose was it?
It was Michael Biehn or whatever played Johnny Ringo.
Yeah.
Oh, Michael Biehn.
Biehn. Okay.
Yeah, well, he had he had that one little, just that little light mustache, didn't he? Like a little.
He said he said he wouldn't grow it because he was doing another role or something. I don't know. But
he also said that the director, the George, was an asshole.
Really?
And he basically everybody but Kurt, Val, and Sam.
Mm-hmm.
He treated like shit because they were like the stars, and everybody else was just like they were peons to him.
Really?
Yeah, he said he was a complete asshole. He said the director didn't speak to him the whole time he was on the set.
Wow. Well, speaking of George, he directed Cobra, which I like, with Sylvester Stallone.
Well, he redeemed himself on this one.
But he
was that 86?
But he got 86, and he got an award. He got an award for worst director on Rambo: First Blood Part 2, which I liked. I liked all the Rambo movies. Yeah.
How can you not like Rambo: First Blood Part 2?
I mean, to me, it's questionable whether that one or First Blood is the best one. 3 sucks. Let's be honest.
First Blood's the best one.
It's pretty good, yeah. There's a lot more action though, I think, in 2.
Yeah, it's more action.
But you're right. First Blood is better. It's a little more drama.
But I love the 4th one. That was awesome.
Well, that was cool because he was freaking jacked at like 65 years old, running through the jungle like a brick shithouse. I mean, it's like it was unreal.
Yeah, dude, I didn't know Jason Priestley was.
He was the nerd.
Yeah,
he's a weenie, man. He's a weenie. I don't know about that character.
Played Billy, and then
all they ever did was laugh at him.
Yeah, but I did not recognize him.
Well, a lot of people. I was watching it last night with my wife.
Yeah,
and she goes, "Is that Billy Bob Thornton? He's fat."
Oh yeah, Billy Bob Thornton. I didn't recognize him either.
Yeah,
it is Johnny Tyler,
and then the other guy,
Charlton Heston. Is in it.
I was like, that's Charlton Heston.
Henry Hooker.
I didn't believe. I didn't believe. I didn't remember he was in it.
Well, it's such a bit part, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it was cool to throw him in there.
Yeah.
And Powers Booth.
Yeah, he was good.
Cool.
Curly Bill.
We should say that Powers, he died in, I always like to see who's alive and who's dead.
Recently, because in the past, 3 or 4 years, I would think, right?
It was 2017, yeah.
Yeah, because he I think the last thing I saw him in was that the Deadwood movie they put out.
Oh yeah, I never seen that yet. Let's see. But for the most part, I think most of the main cast is still alive. I mean, Val Kilmer still.
Well, what's his name? Bill is dead.
Paxton.
Oh, Bill Paxton is dead, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Yeah, you're right. Huh. Yeah, I forgot about him, man.
I think he's the only one that's dead. I think. I mean, well, not only one. The sheriff, he's dead too. But the big stars, everybody else alive but him.
So when I'm going down the cast on IMDb, it says Frank Stallone.
Yes, he was.
What the heck?
He was in the one bar scene where they were having a card game with Doc Holliday.
Oh my gosh! I didn't know he was in there.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
I even said to my wife, "I said, there's Sylvester Stallone's brother."
That's so weird, man. It's so weird. All the different, characters in here. Or
Billy Zane was in there.
Yeah, it's like huge cast.
Dana Delany. She was a pretty big star back then.
Yeah, that's the. I was trying to remember who she was, like what she's been in, but she's.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't remember nothing notable, but I mean, she was
Troy.
in a lot of stuff.
Oh no, not Troy. That was a short.
She was in a TV series too, I believe.
Desperate Housewives or something. That's all in there. Yeah, but I recognize her from something. I just can't remember what it is. So anyway, when you watched it last night, when was the last time you saw it?
Well, I saw it probably about a year or two ago. Within the past year, I would say, yeah.
I mean, I can't. I mean, obviously, if I ask you, how'd you like it? I mean, this is one of your favorite movies anyway, right?
Oh yeah, I love this movie.
So I mean, that's.
I ended up watching it last night. I went to pull out. I have the DVD special edition, which they never put out. Some of the special features and deleted scenes they haven't put out on Blu-ray yet.
So right.
I was getting ready to watch that, and I opened it up, and the disc is missing.
It is?
Yeah, so obviously what I did is I had it in the player at one point, and I put it in another case and put a movie in. So it's somewhere here, but I couldn't watch my disc, so I had to watch it on Freevee last night.
Oh, okay.
Which was annoying.
Yeah.
It's a commercial every 25 minutes.
Commercials, yeah. I can't stand it.
But they didn't cut anything out. Nothing.
Yeah.
So, and it was definitely in HD. It was a good picture for sure. So,
Well, one thing I didn't remember about this film, because I haven't seen it in a long time, is I forgot how brutal it is. There's a lot of killing in it. No complaints here. I forgot how violent a lot of the scenes were, I guess.
That's what makes the Wild West so appealing, I think, in movies, right? Is all the shooting and killing and gunfights and.
Yeah, I was thinking mainly. Maybe I was confusing it with Silverado. Wasn't Silverado more like a?
It was like a comedy, almost, wasn't it?
Yeah, like something like.
It wasn't a comedy, but it was more of a drama.
It was more.
There wasn't a whole lot of. It wasn't.
This was like, yeah, man, this is balls to the wall, like.
Yeah, I mean, the very first scene, they go in there and murder everybody at a wedding.
Yeah, and I'm like, whoa. I just didn't remember it all. Then it started coming back as I watched further. Even though I take a multivitamin, I also like to take superfoods. And the best superfood I found on the market that tastes just amazing is Brick House Nutrition Field of Greens. Real organic superfood. One scoop of Field of Greens gives you the full spectrum of colors with fruits, veggies, herbs, spices, and more. Helps with your overall well-being by aiding in antioxidation, lipid metabolism, and glucose metabolism. Since Field of Greens is made from real foods, it's technically not a supplement. This is just pure whole foods, guys, and you can get a discount right now by using coupon code HEALTHYLIFE. Just plug that coupon HEALTHYLIFE before checkout in the coupon section and get our exclusive discount. You have to try Field of Greens from brickhousenutrition.com. What were you going to say, gals?
What I want to know is, the costumes. I mean, think about it. If you were living back then, how in the world, you're in the desert, you have so many layers of clothing on. How did they not sweat to death?
I don't know.
Yeah, and that was the thing I read too, that the director insisted that they wear the authentic clothing which was all made of wool.
Oh, and that's hot.
Oh, and yeah, and you got to figure the women are wearing at least, the women and the men are probably wearing 2 layers of clothing.
Well, yeah, because underneath those dresses, they essentially almost had long underwear on underneath.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm guessing. And there's no air conditioning. No. There's nothing. I mean, you're constantly probably having to drink water.
I'm guessing though your nose is pretty desensitized after a while because everybody's walking around with BO. They have to.
Yeah. Because I was reading a thing about that, and Val Kilmer was when they were doing the theater scene where they were inside watching Billy Zane or whatever, all that. He said on set it was 134 degrees inside the theater.
Oh my gosh!
And he said, he said he understood why Doc Holliday was so anxious and wanted to kill people because of the heat.
Wow.
Well, you can see it. I think it shows in the movie. I mean, those guys were sweating.
Oh yeah. Ain't no joke.
I can't imagine that. That's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine living in a time. I mean, what would you use for deodorant?
Well, they probably
mud.
Well, they probably use salt or something, but but even no matter what, I mean, so say you've been out there all day in your wool suit, hanging out and then getting all dirty. And you go back to your hotel room and you got to wash yourself with some lard soap. Ugh. So I mean, it's not like it's Irish Spring. I mean, it's like lard. I mean, if you ever smelled lard soap, it doesn't smell like anything. Mm. And so it's not like I'm out the shower, I feel fresh. I mean, you might just not smell like BO, but you certainly don't feel fresh.
Wow.
Yeah, the director he died in 2005 of lung cancer at 64. George Cosmatos or whatever. I don't know how you say his name. Do you guys know how to say his name? I don't even know.
I say it different every time I see it. So no.
Cosmatos.
Comatabas or
yeah. So yeah, after watching the film, I mean, it was great. It looked. What did I watch it on? Hold on a minute. Oh, Paramount Plus. I didn't even because I had a free trial, so I watched it on there, and I was like, I surely have this movie on Blu-ray, and I didn't even have it on Blu-ray. I had it on DVD still, but I went ahead and streamed it on there, and the HD quality looked really good. The picture, the sound, everything. Well, Gallus, you didn't watch it. You've seen it a million times, though, right?
Yeah, I've seen it at least 3 times.
Oh, 3 times. A million times.
Yeah. I saw it on opening day. Christmas.
Oh, you did?
1993, yeah.
Oh, you saw it Christmas?
Yes.
Wow. Who'd you see that with?
Doug Fouts.
Oh.
Shout
That's
out.
cool. Shout out.
Shout out Ron Ehlers.
Shout out to Ron Ehlers. Yeah, we gave Ron Ehlers a shout out on one of the podcasts.
That's cool.
Yeah. Thanking him for being our one of 2 fans out there.
Oh, another person that's dead from the cast is Michael Rooker.
Oh, yeah, Michael Rooker. I forgot about him. Shoot. I don't know how I missed that one. So did you like the score, Mike?
I loved it. One of my favorite scenes, I mean, just classic Hollywood imagery, is that shot of them coming down the street, and you have the themes just blaring, and it sounds amazing. If you watch the end credits, they do that same theme, and they actually have close, I think the shots of them walking towards the camera, they have more close-ups. That is phenomenal. I love that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what's interesting about this movie is the Cowboys are the bad guys.
Yeah.
You grow up in Westerns and Cowboys are always the good guys. But Cowboys are actually the bad guys in this.
Yeah, and then these guys they're law enforcement.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
And then at the end, you got the Indians.
Right.
Let me think.
They hunt down that Indian guy at the end.
Who did?
Wyatt. They all.
Wyatt.
What was his name?
What was his Injun Joe?
Injun Joe. That's what it was.
Oh gosh, yeah, okay. Drawing a blank. I watched it a few nights ago. Well, yeah. So my memory starts to fade the more days that pass.
What's crazy about the whole thing, like the gunfight, these guys are like 10 feet away and they're shooting each other and they're missing like crazy.
I would have liked to seen like special features on that, on the gunfire. Have you guys ever seen any of that? I mean,
no.
I mean, obviously it's just blanks, but some of the stunts though, like falling off the horse and everything. I wonder how they do that. Because you get shot and you fall off the horse. I mean that looks like it's painful. I'm surprised there isn't. I was trying to find accidents that happen on the set, but I didn't read any.
Well, I think they have guys that do that. You know what I mean? It's probably like their specialty to to fall off a horse and
there's a lot of stuntmen on this for sure. I mean, I looked at that, but it's just weird, that nobody gets trampled by a horse or something. I don't know.
The other really cool shot in the movie is when they show that train, you see the steam, and then they reveal Wyatt standing there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. What are you guys, what's your favorite part of the movie? I mean, if you got one, I don't know.
For me, it's just the walk down to the gunfight. I think that's the climax of the whole movie.
Yeah, I love when Doc shows up. That was
did he have a gun, or did they throw him a shotgun? I thought someone threw him a shotgun.
Well, he had a gun, but they gave him the shotgun because they said it would, they wouldn't be so they wouldn't be so antsy if he had a shotgun instead of just carrying his pistol. So they gave him the shotgun, but he still had his pistol on his sides because he ends up using the shotgun and the pistol in the gunfight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when Kurt goes to visit him, in the bed, and I guess he laid on ice. Did you guys read that?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, he laid on ice. It's crazy. Oh, we got to talk about Sam Elliott though. He's like the Western king, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, yeah, Sam Elliott.
I shall have one good arm to hold you with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, guys, this is Steve. Do you know your body needs 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and a powerful blend of essential fatty acids? 90 essential nutrients your body needs to stay healthy. In today's world, depleted soil, crop changes, and seasonal inconsistencies are yielding less nutrient-dense food. This is why the Healthy Body Start Pack was created. Longevity's products have been around for decades. If you want to check out the Healthy Body Start Pack, guys, go to naturalhealthagenda.com. naturalhealthagenda.com.
Oh, we forgot to mention the little cameo of Terry O'Quinn in the movie.
Oh, that's right.
He was the mayor.
Yes.
We've done our good deed for today, Mayor.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Terry O'Quinn from Lost.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, the movie soundtrack featured like artists from Johnny Cash, Patsy Cline, and Billy Idol. I don't remember hearing anything. Do you guys know where those songs were?
Maybe they were playing them on the piano or something. I don't know. No, because the credits, it's all score.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been some kind of, release, in conjunction with the soundtrack. You know how some movies would have a score, but then they would also have, like Back to the Future, had a score, but it also had, Mr. Sandman and Power of Love and all that nonsense. So
it's weird. I don't know.
It might have just been one of those things, inspired by the, the movie. Who knows,
Yeah. So there were several real life descendants of the Earp and Clanton families that appeared as extras in the movie, including Wyatt Earp's great grandnephew. Did you hear that?
Yeah, no. Wasn't his name Wyatt Earp?
Oh, okay. So that would explain what's in here then.
What's that?
Yes, he's in the credits here.
Yeah,
Hold on Wyatt Earp.
So it is Wyatt
Billy
Earp?
Claiborne.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he played Billy Claiborne.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So the budget was $25 million. It did gross over $56 million. It is considered one of the best Western movies ever made. Depends on your taste, but for me, I think I forgot how great that movie was.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, when you stack them against all those movies from like the John Wayne era, I mean, come on. I mean, it's like those movies were like, they were silly in a way.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Clint Eastwood era of Westerns. I like a lot of those. Some of the spaghetti Westerns and some of that stuff. But
yeah, there's a few.
If you give me a choice, though, to watch Tombstone or Wyatt Earp, I'm picking Wyatt Earp any day of the week.
Yeah, probably me too. Although I do love Tombstone.
Yeah.
I mean, the 90s had some good Western movies. I mean, it started with, I think Dance with Wolves.
Dance with Wolves is awesome.
Great Western, That's
one of the best scores ever.
I love that movie. I think didn't we see that like 2 or 3 times in the theater?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. Yeah. And that's 3.5 hours or 3 hours. I don't know.
I just we just enjoyed our friend always spilling the popcorn.
Yeah. Yeah. We went to my uncle's theater and
good old Ernie.
Tell the story. Yeah, Ernie
Oh my gosh, his girlfriend went nuts because he spilled all the popcorn. She wouldn't shut up about it.
Ernie, you spilled the popcorn. Oh man, that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, there was a pretty good run of westerns through like the late
Young
80s
Guns
through the 90s.
Yeah,
Actually, all
Young
the way up to
Guns,
2000s.
Have you guys watched Young Guns a long time? I haven't.
I
to
haven't
watch
seen it in a long time.
I watched them both probably like last year or something. I mean, Young Guns 2 is definitely better than Young Guns 1. But,
Is it really? I
Oh,
can't
for
remember.
sure.
Okay. I would like to do that movie sometime. Talk about that one because I haven't seen it in a long time. But man, iconic songs from that movie, from both movies actually. Bon Jovi
Young
did
Guns had a
two?
good score. It had a good score, and it had good songs in it.
Yeah. I mean, what was the title of that song? Was it Young Guns? No.
No, it was
Wanted
Blaze
Dead
of
or
Glory.
Alive?
Oh, well, there's two of them.
Blaze of Glory.
Oh yeah, Blaze of Glory. Yeah. Brain fart on that one.
I mean, probably the greatest Western of all time, though, has got to be Back to the Future 3.
I love Back to the Future 3.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't know if it's considered a Western, but it's kind of a, what do you call it? It's kind of, but it's not dealing with cowboys.
Steve, it's listed in the top 40 best Westerns of of all time.
Well,
Really?
I was getting to the point of another 90s hit that I love, Last of Mohicans,
Yes.
which isn't, I don't know if it's considered a Western or not. I mean, it's got Indians, but it's not,
There's no
cowboys
cowboys
or
in
anything.
it. Yeah. It's the British, right? Or the French, or I don't remember what it is now, but that's got a great score, by the way.
It does.
Yeah.
I love that score. But,
Yep.
between Dance of Wolves, Last Mohicans, and Tombstone, 90s had a lot of good stuff like that. Movies that,
And I think it was just mainly the early 90s. I mean, as the 90s went on, I don't know. Movies just changed a little bit.
Yeah, and you also had early 90s, you had The Unforgiven.
Oh, I love that
And,
movie. That's the one I was thinking of, too, but I couldn't remember. That's Clint Eastwood there.
Yeah, I just watched that recently, too. Yeah, it's a
Everybody
good
will
movie.
know that Clint Eastwood is the biggest yellow belly of the West.
Who said that?
That was in Back to the Future.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Unforgiven. That's probably... Oh, man, I haven't watched that in so long. That was
Another great Western, modern Western, is Open Range with Kevin Costner.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Yep,
that's
yep.
good.
I love Open Range. Oh, Legends of the Fall. That was another good one.
That score is awesome.
Had Brad Pitt, and I don't know. That was just a really good movie. Desperado. I forgot about that one. Had Antonio Banderas.
Can you consider Mask of Zorro?
Oh, Quick and the Dead. Remember that one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Gosh,
That
they
was
had a lot.
94, I think.
Oh, wait. City Slickers.
I love City Slickers.
There was another good one. I'm trying to think of who was in it. Wild Bill. I think, was that Jeff Bridges? You ever seen that?
Oh, I haven't seen that one. That was 95. It looks
I haven't
like.
seen
yeah.
it.
That's a good movie.
Oh, man. Walter Hill directed it. Huh. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. And then, like you said, you had Young Guns 2 and Young Guns 1 came out in the 80s, and then Young Guns 2, 90, when we graduated.
Yeah.
Me and Gals graduated, I guess.
What did you guys
Yeah, I think
graduate?
90.
90.
Oh,
You did 89, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
We were supposed to be 89.
Yeah, no, we both flunked. Got held back.
Losers.
I guess it ain't flunked.
Well, it
anymore.
wasn't our
Held
fault.
us
It was our
back.
crazy first grade teacher.
Yeah. Nut. They held everybody back, though, back then. I think
Yeah, they
every
did.
friend we had got held back.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it's nuts.
Even Cooch.
Yeah. Everyone.
Because
Far-
Cooch was supposed to be in our class.
Yeah, I know. Crazy. Hey, what about Far and Away? That was a really good one.
Oh, but that's not a Western, though. That's an Irish movie.
What about Quigley Down Under?
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I just watched that not too long ago.
That was a really good one. Tom Selleck.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one. So yeah, there was the 90s had some good ones.
And Selleck had the built-in mustache already, so he was good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good to go for sure. Oh, man. Movie has inspired several video games and TV shows, including Deadwood. That's no surprise.
Red Dead Redemption, maybe?
That's what I'm thinking, because they don't say what video game. It probably was
Okay.
Red Dead Redemption.
That's
I
the
would
only
say.
one that I can think of.
Yeah, that's a really good game too. You know, I'm surprised Val Kilmer has he ever won a I mean, I guess if he won an Oscar, it probably would have been for
The Doors.
The Doors, but I mean, was he nominated at all for this?
No, well, like an MTV award, I think, or something,
Okay.
which is not,
Yeah, that's a
I
generic-
thought of another 90s one that's
What?
borderline Western. 1994 Maverick with,
Ooh,
what's his
Maverick.
name?
Mel.
Yes, Mel Gibson. That is a
That's
terrific
right.
movie.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Another one. I'm gonna have
And
to
you know who
revisit.
else is in that movie that has a cameo? The guy that played Jesse Duke.
Really?
He's in that movie. Yes,
that's
he's on the
awesome.
boat, and
Wow.
he gets thrown off the boat for cheating.
Oh, that's funny. So Val Kilmer, he's got does he got throat cancer? What does he have?
Yeah, throat cancer. I don't know if it's in remission or he's still fighting it or what, but
He was actually, they put him in the new Top Gun. That was really awesome. I mean,
did he speak?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it was very emotional.
I didn't know there was something wrong with him.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Yeah, they got a documentary out on him.
Yeah, he hid it
Oh.
for a long time.
Yeah, he did.
He was like wearing a scarf around his neck
Yeah.
and stuff like that because he had like a trach tube or whatever. But yeah, I don't know if he's in remission or if he's still fighting it or what it is.
Yeah, I don't know either. But yeah, I mean, he's had it for a long time now, it seems like.
Few years, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. It ain't storming yet. It
Well,
says heavy rain starting soon, but I don't know. I had an alert.
Yeah, I gotta get going.
Yeah, okay. So we'll say goodbye to Gallus here.
Alrighty.
All right, Gallus, you got to go. So
Yeah,
me and Lego
see you
will
guys
wrap
another time.
Adios.
this up.
All right.
All right, man. Good having you on.
Cool.
We'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Later.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Bye. I found some behind the scenes facts from an article published in 2020 from Cinema Blend. My fault.
Uh-huh.
And it says basically what we talked about already. Val Kilmer says Kurt Russell is responsible for Tombstone's success. And he talks about, what we talked about. It says Tombstone's credited director who took over after screenwriter Kevin Jarre was fired. Russell has been open in admitting that he was the one who was actually in charge of the set as the ghost director. He claimed that he wouldn't say a word until Cosmatos was still alive. Yeah.
Comatose was comatose?
Cosmatos, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Russell has talked more openly about how he cradled the project to the finish line. Several actors involved with his famous film have stepped forward and verified Russell's statement in a matter of words, including Kilmer. And let's see here. William Dafoe was initially sought to play Doc Holliday.
Yes.
I mean, no offense to William Dafoe, but
Willem. It's a Willem.
Oh yeah. I
Willem.
always say.
I did for years.
William.
I did for years.
Yeah, I always say that. Gosh, I don't know. It's like my eyes always looks at. Yeah, who Willem? I've never heard of that name. You know, it's just a weird name. Yeah, William. Will. Stupid. All these years I call him William. Kurt Russell cut some of his own scenes to earn the trust of his fellow actors. Did you read that?
Not specifically, but Val Kilmer had said that he minimized his role to make the movie successful. So I guess that's true.
Yeah. There's more to it, but I don't want to read all this. But let's see. Okay, Billy Bob Thornton completely ad-libbed his scene. Now, I did not know that. That was kind of interesting.
I could see it. I mean, he did a good job, for sure.
Yeah, he did. And then they go over the mustaches. We already covered that. Wyatt Earp.
The reason probably that they they looked phony, or perhaps to people, was, they wear those mustaches and like those weird styles, and they had so much like wax and stuff in them, to give them like the shapes and.
I couldn't grow. I don't know about you, but I can't even grow a mustache like that. I could. I don't know.
I mean, I could, but it takes a long time. I can tell you that.
I think mine would be all like straggly. Just like I can't grow a good beard. It just gets straggly. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of growing my beard out now, and yeah. I mean,
how do you keep it? I know there's beard oil, but it doesn't seem to work for me.
Yeah, I don't even care. I just kind of like rough it up I just fluff it up with my fingers, and that's it. I don't even care what it looks like.
I mean, when I was younger, I could grow it longer and not have that. Maybe it's because it's got a lot of gray in it. It's just wiry.
Yeah, because when your hair does turn white or gray, it becomes a different
texture.
Yeah, for sure. It's more like it's needly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It pisses me off. Ugh.
It's not soft anymore. It's like you could sew with it. It's like a needle.
Yeah. Like a damn Brillo pad. Well, yeah, Wyatt Earp's fifth cousin, Wyatt Earp the third, appears in the movie we already covered. How old was it? Wait, lineage. He's the fifth cousin of the old.
Well, you figure Wyatt Earp, I think he died like what in 29 or 26 or something. I read. Yeah. So, you figure it's like a third nephew. What did we say? Third, like nephew? Is that what you said?
Yeah. It was the third. Fifth cousin. Wyatt Earp the third.
Yeah, I can never figure that stuff out.
Yeah, I know. Val Kilmer laid in a bed of ice for his death scene. I mean, we covered that.
If you notice that they made him, as the movie went on, get progressively paler.
Yeah.
And it looked pretty realistic. I mean, to be honest with you, they just slapped some white paint on his face or whatever. I mean, it looked like he was progressively getting sicker, for sure.
Yeah. Well, when he showed up to be the hero or, protect Wyatt Earp.
Right.
That was the other bed scene, right?
Where they left him at Henry Hooker's ranch.
Yeah, that's right.
And then he shows up and takes care of Johnny Ringo.
Yeah. He said he acted sicker than he was, but he was really sick, but he was just pushing every last. Well,
because he knew.
Yeah.
I mean, well, even though it didn't go down that way, but he knew that Wyatt wasn't going to be able to outgun Johnny Ringo, so he had to go take care of business.
Yeah. You think that was accurate, or was that made up?
No, that wasn't accurate.
Okay.
Johnny Ringo, and he was found shot dead underneath a tree.
Oh, really?
But it was after Doc Holliday had already died.
Oh.
And it was kind of a weird thing. They said that he was underneath a tree, that he had a gun in his hand. He had it almost sounded like he committed suicide, but they didn't say that. But he had a gunshot to his temple, and they found his horse a ways away, and his boots were on the saddle.
Really?
Something like that.
Huh.
So,
Wow.
so yeah, they kind of made it seem like, without saying that maybe he killed himself, but
Interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, because even in Wyatt Earp, they have Doc Holliday shooting him or something, but even that wasn't accurate. So,
No.
yeah.
So a lot of embellishment, I guess.
Yeah, I think they have to try to compress time frames in,
Yeah.
to some of these movies.
They
But he
just-
wasn't even a big element. Johnny Ringo wasn't even a big element really in Wyatt Earp at all. I think they mentioned his name like once or twice. And that was it. They had to build that up for the big Doc Holliday, thing. They that was like their thing, just to build up
Right.
the showdown between those two, which wasn't much of a showdown really, because he was scared.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
He's like, I was just messing about.
Yeah, he was. Hi guys, this is Steve here. Do you ever think about taking your nutrition to the next level? Have you ever wondered what the best iodine supplement is? How about Detoxidine? Certified organic nascent iodine. A life changer. How about a liquid turmeric with black pepper? Goes in your system, fights inflammation. This blend preserves the full spectrum of antioxidants naturally found in turmeric. Global Healing Organics also just came out with an organic mushroom blend and bioactive copper. All this can be discounted with our special coupon code HEALTHYLIFE. With a $50 minimum purchase, use Healthy Life for maximum discount with a $50 minimum purchase. GlobalHealingOrganics.com. Well, it looks like we're going to get pounded on here in a minute. This is starting in 2 minutes. I can hear the thunder rolling, so looks like we're going to get nailed. All right, guys. Well, hey, we're going to wrap this up. I got a big storm coming, and we're going to go ahead and end this podcast. So thanks for listening. Please go to retromediatalk.com. Find all the links there. You can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, and everywhere where you get the your podcast. But I'm going to get off here before the storm comes. Oh, man, I can hear. I hope that ain't hail I hear. Yeah, it sounds like it. Not good. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next time.
See ya.
All right, guys, before I let you go, I just want to pay tribute and dedicate this podcast to Jared Huppridge, who passed away May 21st, 2023. He was a friend of mine, and I want to read his obituary. Jared Huppridge, 42, of Wesley Chapel, passed away on May 21st, 2023. He was born in Peoria, Illinois, where he attended schools, graduating from Woodruff High School. He enlisted in the Air Force and served 8 years active duty, including completing 2 tours overseas. He still had the need to serve his community, so he decided to become a firefighter. He went back to school, became an EMT, and then on to the Fire Academy. He worked for 2 years with the Polk County Fire Rescue, where he became a paramedic. He had then applied and got hired with Hillsborough County Fire Rescue, where he had always hoped to work for. He had just completed his 6th year as a fire medic when this tragic accident occurred. He was a proud member of the Hillsborough Firefighters Local 2294 Union and will be sorely missed by his 1,200 plus brothers and sisters. He enjoyed many sports throughout his school years. As an adult, he played hockey, went snowboarding, and boating. Jared added the Hupp touch to his toys and trucks, riding Harleys, and his most cherished hobby, racing his dirt bike with Florida trail riders. This year being his best year, winning many races and earning first place for the season. Jared embraced life. Early on, he said he was going to enjoy life to the end. He set goals and worked hard for each one until it was met. He worked hard and he played harder. He was always happy and smiling. When Jared entered a room, his presence was immediate, and it was easy to become part of his excitement he shared. If he became your friend, it was a friendship for life. He was sincere, smart, funny, loyal, and protective. He is survived by his dad, Robert Huppridge, and his mom, Jane Huppridge, brother, Jess Huppridge, girlfriend, Bree Heflin, niece, Juliana Huppridge, and many aunts, uncles, and cousins. Preceded in death by Grandpa Jess Godinez, Grandma Helen Godinez, Grandma Mildred Huppridge. Donations may be made in his memory to the Hillsborough County Firefighters Local 2294. Donate to Veterans Wounded Warrior Project. Jared will always miss you, and thank you for giving our lives such excitement when you were here. God bless his family, friends, and everybody else that Jared touched. Thank you.